Today's spotlight is on the Kenner Batman Dark Knight Collection and Batman Returns Shadow Wing Batman. Here is the Dark Knight Collection version of the figure. We got our package figure down below, Keaton Batman headshot up top, Shadow Wing with the Batman movie logo style Batman writing there, Dark Knight Collection logo, picture of the figure, cape spreading pop-up arms and handcuffs description there. And on the back of the box, we get more figures from the line, instructions how to use your figure. Take note here, and I think I'll mention this when we do the review on the couch, these pictures are exactly the same except for Joker is here in the Dark Knight Collection packaging. And when you get to the Batman Returns packaging, they've just switched out this little tiny shot right here for Penguin. I think I'm getting all of this. Let me scoot up just a bit. There we go. And then we've got the Shadow Wing Batman thing written on the back here as well. Not written, printed. What am I saying? So there he is. One more time, a look at the Dark Knight Collection version carded from the front before we move on to the Batman Returns carded version. Same, I think the same positioning of the figure is in the front here. But instead of now the Dark Knight Collection packaging, moved on to the dedicated card art of the Batman Returns version. Still features the pop-out arms and capture cuffs. Was it called capture cuffs before? No, they were called handcuffs before. Now they're called capture cuffs. That's fancy. We got this awesome card art of Batman chucking the capture cuffs at somebody. Not really sure if he's throwing them or if he's trying to catch it. Maybe. Hey, come back here. You guys know that I love this card art. Batman Returns logo up there. Oh, stay. Come on now. And as mentioned, we've got the instructions here, but now they've switched out this one little shot and put Penguin in instead of Joker to reflect the Batman Returns villain. Shadow Wing Batman written over there, Batman Returns logo. I think I've already said that all the other figures from the line are pictured on the back. Well, up to this point, all the other figures on the line. Hadn't gotten into the next series yet. There he is once again from the front, before we look at the loose version. As we can see, we've got his companion bat cuffs thing here. Bird piece. Borrowed from Silverhawks. And that snaps apart here and here. You're supposed to like put these bands around a criminal's wrists or something. And then snap it back on. And then it just kind of clips onto his arm. So let's just get that out of the way. And here's the figure. Get into more detail on what's different here when we get into the review, but as you can tell, he's much different just from first glance than most of the Dark Knight Collection figures. He does have an action feature. He's one of the only figures, I think him and Thunderwhip are the only figures that have the action feature built into them instead of an action feature that's just confined to the accessory. And that's when you squeeze his legs together, his arms pop up. So there we go from the front, looking all snazzy. Take him around here, and there's just the back of the figure with his newly sculpted chest and back and all that. And back around to the front. We'll snap these guys down, and as you can see, he can still move his arms up and down and all that stuff. They just have a tendency to pop up when you're not careful. But we won't go into too much detail since we got to take him over to the couch and do our review. Hey everybody, and welcome to another actionfeatures.net/1989batman.com merchandise spotlight, toy talk review type thing. You know what it is by now. This is to finish off those two requests that I believe his name was Andrew Isola. I think it was Isola, right? Hope I got that right. To finish
if we
off,
didn't, sorry.
Sorry about that. If we didn't get it right, we apologize. As you know by the opening video, this time around we're looking at Shadow Wing Batman from both the Dark Knight Collection and from Batman Returns. This is one of the figures that is pretty much unchanged between the two lines. Sometimes they would change the color of the accessory or something. No, they always change the package.
Right.
But sometimes they would change the color of the accessories or tweak the color of the suit or something like that. This one has the same exact accessory, same exact suit. The only difference is the packaging. And even then, the packaging is almost the same as well. If you notice, and I think I probably would point this out in the opening sequence, but I don't know for sure if I will. In the instructions on the back, they're almost exactly the same, except they put Joker in one slot here and Penguin in one slot here. It's actually the exact same pictures of Batman. And then the rest of it's the different. All the
I want to
pictures
say something about the front art.
Yeah?
Like we were just saying, like, in our comic review, that it'd be kind of neat for them to make a Michael Keaton Batman series.
Yeah.
The person who did the art on that would do great cover
I know.
art. Like,
yeah, that would be
art.
awesome. These are kind of cool. I think they look like paintings. They look amazing. We've said them a few times now. I prefer the Batman Returns art, even though I love this Keaton image and stuff like that, and the Dark Knight logo. I really like dedicated card art. So seeing these packaging art on these guys is really awesome.
Kind of reminds me of the He-Man toy line.
It kind of does with the different kind of packaged artwork. So there they are. Shadowwing Batman includes, I don't even know what they call this thing. Capture cuffs? That's silly.
I never saw them as cuffs. I saw it as a robot.
That's silly.
Type.
It's called a bat cuff here.
I thought it was like a robot.
Well, you know what it is? It's a redo of a Silverhawks accessory.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's a redo of a Silverhawks accessory. You're supposed to like pop off the head and pop off the bat head, and it turns into cuffs that go around the thing. But this is a redo. I believe his name was Flashback. He was a green Silverhawk, and Backlash was his attack bird, and this is a tweaked version of that.
Right.
So that's what they're using there for this piece, and it's kind of a strange piece.
The only Silverhawk I have is Steelwell, I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this whole figure is kind of a reminiscent of the Silverhawks figure too, in that they all had that push down the arms, squeeze the legs, and they pop up. So that feature is borrowed from the Kenner Silverhawks line, in that they have the arms that kind of clip into the body, and they go down and click in, and then you squeeze the legs together, and they pop back up.
That's not how the Silverhawk I have was. Those.
Well, not all of them did that.
Oh, okay.
Only the ones with the pop-out wings did that.
Okay.
The steel wheel that you have has a spark thing on it. The original steel wheel did that.
Okay.
So this figure is quite different than all the other figures since they required a new sculpt. You okay with your stuff on? Again, if you watch the comic review, you know that Blaze has a cold, so he's having some throat and nose issues. So this figure is basically an entirely new sculpt. He's got the new legs with the, the legs might be slightly tweaked versions of another one. I can't tell for sure. But they do seem a little bit different. They seem a little bit, like, more defined. The chest is definitely different, and it has a closer sculpt to what appears in the movie. It's the more defined muscle pattern that looks like it's the armored. It almost looks like it's a layered piece of armor on top of a rubber suit, just like it is in the movie, or wetsuit. The arms are new sculpts. They're sculpted straight down, and they actually have like the reflective armor thing, or deflective armor on the gauntlet. And then the bat fins are actually on the inside of the arm, which is kind of strange looking, but I guess it's to not interfere with the cape that clips on. The cape is also different. It clips at the neck and has little plastic clips that clip onto the wrists, just like the old Silverhawks birds or wings would plug into the back and then clip around the wrists. So there's all that.
Oh, what I was going to say was, if you're going to have a Batman toy, you're going to either need the Crime Attack one, this one, or what's the name?
I think it was Power Wing, maybe was the other one from the original line. It was all black.
The Whip one.
Thunder Whip, yeah.
Yeah, Thunder Whip.
I think the Dark Knight Collection Power Wing was also, I'm pretty sure it was all black too. And then it was goldish colored in Returns.
You need one of those.
You need one of those.
I gave you one of your unpackaged versions because
that
day you gave me.
I gave you Crime Attack.
Right.
You had this, and you actually you wanted Crime Attack.
Uh-huh.
Because this is cool, and it's great for this.
Right.
It's awesome for that. But when it comes to actually like posing and playing and stuff like that, sometimes these arms don't want to stay down. You can move them up and down.
And but mine fell off a lot.
Yeah, they would pop off. They do pop off, just like old Silverhawks figures would pop off. It's a really cool figure, but only for this kind of thing, this kind of pose. It's not good for getting in vehicles that well.
I feel like it was made for the Wayne Manor thing. I mean, I feel like it was kind of perfect for the Wayne Manor thing, how the windows like shattered.
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah, definitely. It's obviously meant for one thing, and that's that pose that he does in the movie where he does his arms up.
When
and
he's
he
like
has the cape unfurled.
dropping down.
He's dropping down on the criminals, that kind of thing. And then in Batman Returns, there's a sequence where he spreads his kind of arms out and that kind of thing. But yeah, that's obviously what they're going with here.
Right.
And again, we've talked about other things where the accessories are kind of scene specific. This is an action feature that's sort of scene specific. Overall, I think it's a really neat figure to have. I love the unique sculpting on it. But again, you really need like a crime attack or something like that for like a good standard Batman that can go in other vehicles. And this is a good one to just kind of have standing there doing this.
I just got the
dealio.
Batmobile, like the.
That's right. Yeah, it was one of your birthday surprises.
It's my favorite.
Yeah, you were super excited when you opened that Batmobile. That was quite cool. Shadowing Batman, cool figure. Not necessarily must have.
Unless that's the only black.
Unless it's the only whole black costume you can get.
Yeah.
The sculpting is awesome. I think we've said all this a bunch of times. We don't need to say it again. This is one of the more pricey ones compared to some of the other stuff. They usually go for around $20 in package. Sometimes a little bit more. Not that bad. But if you're going to spend that much, you really should get like a crime attack or something like that for a more versatile figure. As always, you can hit the info section below and it'll give you a link to still pictures of it if you want to check it out. Better views of it, all that stuff. And I guess that's about it. We're going to try and squeeze in one more tonight. And then that'll be it. So we'll see you guys next time.